Hi there, I'm Andrea Koppel, and it's time for coffee, the podcast where you get to hear firsthand what the jobs and careers that interest you the most are really like. Hey there, Java Junkies. Welcome to another K-Cup mini episode of Time for Coffee. By the way, K-Cups come in 3 sizes, single, double, and triple shots, or roughly 1 minute, 5 minutes, or 10 minutes in length. So if you don't have time to throw back an entire caffeinated career conversation, these K-Cup mini episodes of T4C can give you a quick caffeinated fix, whether you're on the go or you only have a few minutes to binge. So grab your mug and take a chug, because it's time for a caffeinated career double shot K-Cup with my guest, Travis Mitchell. What is the media industry like right now for young Black professionals?
Well, given the fact that I just turned 50, I like to say I'm still in that young number, but I will take the question from a different perspective, and I will take a look at those who are emerging within the industry right now. It's a very difficult time. And I think it's difficult. I don't have the numbers to bear this out, but I do know that there was a senior layer of African-American executives. And certainly I know this, there were also a plethora of minority-owned media outlets in every industry, whether it was radio, television, print. And with the convergence of media and given where we are in economic times, we have seen an erosion of the presence of minority-owned media outlets in this nation. So there are less opportunities for young African Americans in non-traditional entrepreneurial environments that may happen to be minority. And that means that their path toward upward mobility goes through a mainstream path. And I think because there's so few African Americans in senior executive leadership, there is a gap between those who had ascended to the highest levels and those who are trying to ascend to those levels. So African American young executives are going to have to work harder to develop a professional network of people who are in positions of power, who can see their true talent and give them a fair opportunity to demonstrate what they're capable of doing. And I also think that the entrepreneurial zeal within them has to be cultivated, because there very well may be a need to create additional new businesses that are minority owned and who could be supportive of the content supply chain at every level, so that there's a sense of empowerment and control over individual destiny through media ownership.
Do you have any advice, Travis, for our young listeners who may still be in college right now or who may have just graduated, as to how to navigate this landscape as it exists right now?
Yeah, I think they're going to have to do 3 things, and 3 things very well and very consistent. Number one, they're going to have to develop a diverse professional network. They're going to have to develop a network of mentors that are in positions of power who may or may not look like them, but they need a diverse network of people in positions of power to take interest into them right now. They have to do it at every level, at the CEO, senior executive level of the industries that they want to go into. They need to build those relationships through reaching out via LinkedIn, letter writing. They need mentorship that can open up doors. That is step number 1. Number 2, they're going to have to work harder than anybody else in order to get an opportunity. So they're going to have to approach their career path with a level of intensity and zeal that anticipates barriers. But hard work can help remove barriers. But hard work alone cannot remove barriers or eliminate the barriers. They can move them, but it won't eliminate the barriers. So they're going to need help from somebody in their professional network who can actually eliminate a barrier that may be in front of them. And then their hard work can help them navigate around the barrier. So those are point 1 and point 2. The third thing that they have to do is they have to be a student of the current trends in media, because media is changing so rapidly. They have to consume what is happening in each industry and be flexible and adaptive enough to figure out how to freshen up their skill sets so that they are not obsolete. You have to stay current with your skills. You have to understand how they will help you navigate the changing landscape of media. And so all three of the points together should lead toward upward mobility. Develop a professional network, number one, that is very diverse in terms of culture and diverse in terms of industry and level of executive authority. Number two, they're going to have to make sure that they are students of the industry, that they are consumers of information and of the trends so that their skill sets are not obsolete. And they have to make sure that they are putting themselves in a position to work as hard as they possibly can to offset or navigate around the barriers that are in front of them. Professional network, hard work, and then be a student of the industry.
Thanks for tuning in to this K-Cup mini episode of Time for Coffee. If you want to listen to our entire caffeinated career conversation, please check out the show notes for this episode. Thanks so much for listening to Time for Coffee, where the professionals in the jobs that most interest you always have time to grab coffee, 24/7, no matter where you live. I have one quick favor to ask you. Remember to rate, review, and subscribe to Time for Coffee. Thanks so much.